All right, boys, today we're going over game 2 in the NBA Finals between the Mavs and Celtics. Obviously, we did our series props last video, and so far, they're not turning out that bad. We have a few hits, have a few misses so far, but obviously, as this series plays out, I'm very confident in the way it's going to look over time, so hopefully you guys catch those in, because I have a gut feeling that, I'm going to be honest, almost all 4 of them are going to sweep. With that being said, today we're coming with just game 2 picks, so this is my early access. I haven't posted these on Twitter, haven't posted these on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere. You can't find them anywhere. This is just YouTube getting the first odds on these plays, getting the first look at these plays so we can get ahead and stay on top of these books. With that being said, we're going to hop straight into this video. It's going to be a quick hitter so you can fly through these. Timestamps are down below for every single play. We're doing 5 plays, starting with Kyrie Irving to go over 22.5 points. Now, again, I understand he shit the bed last game, but he saw the volume we wanted, taking 19 shots. Sadly, only 6 of them landed. He also went 0 for 5 from 3. If you know anything about Kyrie Irving, that's not his percentages. He's a pretty efficient shooter. Also, he got the open looks, and that's the thing I really look for when you're watching these games. Who is getting the open looks? How are they getting these open looks? And Kyrie was seeing a lot of off-screen open looks. I think if we continue to see those, this should be an easy money bet. I'm really not going to overthink this one, as Kyrie's going to have to keep taking over if this team wants to be competitive. Obviously, Luka had a big game last game, but we need someone to pair with that. PJ Washington can obviously help out too, is a pretty good scoring threat. A few guys got into foul trouble early. Also, he had 0 free throws last game. Now, that is a very big concern, as Kyrie's a guy who you like to see get to the line. You want to see him get there at least once or twice so he can have that opportunity. He had a few very questionable no calls, which I think will get called overtime in this series. I think this line is just simply too low for a finals Kyrie Irving, who averages over 27 points in the finals. He wasn't even matched up against Jrue Holiday all game, which is something you like to see. There was a little bit of mix of Derrick White. Obviously, this almost entire team could be an all-defensive team at this point, but at the same time, we like getting those better matchups, and I think Kyrie's going to keep taking advantage. Our next play, like I said, is going to be PJ Washington to go over 11.5 points. Again, he had 14 points in this game, but again, he has just been dominating this Celtics team for the past 10 games, hitting this 9 of the last 10 games he's played the Celtics. Now, I get a lot of those are on the Hornets, obviously, but still, as a Mav, he clearly hasn't had any trouble like he didn't have last game. Seeing the volume of 11 field goal attempts to get 11 points, I will take that every single day of the week. Not only that, but obviously he had the flashy dunk. He just missed threes. He had 3 open threes. He wasn't really taking them contested, which is, again, something we look for when we're looking at potential points bets, because if he can see those open looks, I know he's going to knock at least 1 or 2 down in these coming games. So we like to take advantage of those and try to get those early while the lines are still low before they adjust. With that being said, they're going to need a third option on this team, and Lively got in foul trouble pretty early last game. I'm probably going to assume it's going to happen again, as Kristaps seems to be just absolutely dominant. Al Horford kind of does his thing down low, and Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown literally are lowering their shoulders straight into these centers of Gafford and Lively. So I expect him to probably be in foul trouble for most of these games. As he's a rookie, he's still learning, and he's normally a foul trouble guy. With that being said, PJ's going to probably have to step up in this offense as he did last game. I expect it to kind of continue throughout the series. This one's one of my favorite low-key bets, and I'm going to keep riding this until I'm proven otherwise, or he just simply doesn't see the volume anymore. Now we're going to head to the Celtics side of things. As my best bet, my favorite wagon play is Jrue Holiday over 10.5 rebounds and assists. If you know, I've been riding this the entire playoffs over the past probably 7 games, and he's hit this 7 of the last 10 games, which is what we love to see. And he's also hit this 5 of the last 5 games. The Pacers and the Mavs play with a very similar play style. What I mean by that is they're trying to get in transition early. They try to get in front of these defenses so they don't have time to set up, and that leads to long rebounds and easy rebounds for these guards. Not only that, but he's also pushing the ball off of these rebounds, which has allowed easy assists to players like Jaylen Brown, Derrick White, who will literally catch and shoot straight out of the transition. Last game, he saw 14 rebound chances and 9 potential assists. Obviously, that is equating to 23 potential chances at hitting this line, and he only needs to hit 11 of those. That is odds I'm going to take 10 out of 10 times. I'm not going to mansplain this one because there really isn't much other things you need to see. Jrue Holiday's a dog. He's going to play the minutes, as he's going to see nearly 40 minutes a game right now. I'm easily smashing this bet 10 out of 10 times. And our next bet, I played back and forth with Jayson Tatum under threes for the plus money. There's value there if you want to do that. He took 2 contested threes and made them, but the bet I overall went with is over 9.5 rebounds. He is going to continue to be the rebound, guys. He's hit this 8 of the last 10 playoff games, and he's averaged 10.4 boards in those games. And the reason being is Kristaps and Al Horford just have not been aggressive on these rebounds. That has been Jayson Tatum's job. And again, as the Mavs push in transition, as the Pacers pushed in transition, it allows for easier rebounds for Tatum because he's normally the first person back, second person back on the floor, where Al Horford, KP, especially KP last night being out of shape, really took a while to get back on defense. Took their time. Him, Jaylen Brown, Derrick White, Jrue Holiday, as I said, are going to be more of rebound opportunities. The under on Kristaps rebounds is is also something you can look at. It's very low at 5.5 though, so it's kind of a sketchy line. But again, getting these guys like Jayson Tatum, especially at only 9.5, he's probably going to see around 11 a game. He's hit the 6 of the last 7 games in the playoffs, averaging 11.3 in those games. Not only that, he saw 15 rebound chances last game. If he's seeing those numbers of rebound chances and these attempts, and he's getting most of these rebounds, again, because of the transition, I'm going to take this every single time. This should be easy money. We have fired through these bets, and make sure when you're taking these bets, you're doing so on Underdog Fantasy. The reason being is you can use our code BDGE. You'll get a free square. Right now, it is Jayson Tatum to get just half a point. So you can pair this with any of the bets I said, or the Luka Doncic square, which is also on Underdog. You'll get one or the other. It is completely randomized, but you'll get that plus up to a free $250 when you deposit using our code for the first time. Easy money. It's free money to play with. You can dibble dabble, pair this with this, 2 like that, 3 like that, 5 like that, 8 like this. You can do it all. Make sure you're using code BDG on Underdog. It'll get you a free chance at easy money, especially with these absolute locks that I love. Okay? Dial. On to the next one. The last bet we have, which is also, again, these Celtics bets feel so locky to me. They have all the numbers there, and this last one has all the numbers I need to support this, and that's Derrick White to go over 22.5 PR. We're getting this at a discount. He hooked this line last time. I get that. He hit this 5 of the last 6 games, averaging 26.8 PRA in those games. He's a guy that's going to bang from 3. He attempted 8 last game, only knocked in 3 of them. A lot of those were open looks. I'm going to continue to keep hammering this line. Not only that, he saw 7 potential assists along with 8 rebound chances. That is 15 potentials in that category. So you know he's going to score the rock. He's going to see the volume. He had 11 field goal attempts last game. Again, not his best shooting game, which led him to hit under this line. He also went out early in the 4th quarter. If he literally plays 5 more minutes, he hits over this line of 23.5, which was last game. Now we're getting it at a discount of 22.5 game. I don't expect this game to be a blowout like the last one was. The Mavs literally could not shoot. It was the perfect storms for each side to make it a blowout. I don't see that happening again 2 games in a row. So if Derrick White sees the minutes, which he should see, he's averaging over 35 minutes a game right now, this should be easy money for Derrick White. Again, the last time he saw the Mavs in the regular season, he had 28 PRA. I expect it to be a similar story there. I think this, I'm going to be honest, I'll give you my 3 favorites, is probably the Derrick White one, the Jrue Holiday one, and I really am leaning into Kyrie this game. I think, again, and now I get the sketchy narrative, whatever in Boston, hasn't hit this, hasn't that. He's seeing the volume, he's seeing the opportunity. They need to start to step up. He's going to be that guy. He's going to be the vet that they're going to need to lean on. I really am leaning into that Kyrie narrative myself, and I think he's easily going to hit over this line. Those are the 3 locks I love. The other 2 I'm very confident in, but not 100%. Like, I wouldn't say that they are my plays of the day by any means, but I do love those lines. Other lines I'm leaning towards to just add at the end of this video, I'm leaning towards the Jaylen Brown points line of 23.5. It went up by 1. Now, again, he was 22 last game. Hooked on that, but he also missed 5 free throw attempts. I don't know if he does that again, but he also had low field goal attempts. He just shot really well as the efficient shooter he always has been, and he's shooting again in this series. Now, again, people are going to tell you go blocks, go steals, and all that sort of stuff, but that is a very randomized stat that I really wouldn't rely on. It's more situation-based. I don't know how many blocks you're really going to get on Kyrie a game. He saw 2 last game on him. That's a very tough feat if you've ever watched a Kyrie game in your life. So, again, seeing that happen again, blocks and steals is something you can look at, but I'm not 100% leaning into. Other plays I like I said before, the Kristaps under on rebounds. He was very weak on these rebounds, was not fighting for anything, wasn't really showing his dominance there outside of obviously blocking the shots, which he did at a very high clip, which you can also lean into that line if you want. The rebounds line, I really like that under. That's something we can definitely lean towards in the future. Or if you want to have that lean, you want to add another slip to the play, you can easily add that. It's another play I'm definitely leaning towards, and I see a lot of people in the community liking it as well. If you like these styles of videos and you want to see more just before game props, you want to see some early plays, you want to see all this and keep going in the future, make sure you're liking, subscribing, doing all those things down below, leaving a comment, and using code BDG when you sign up on Underdog to get the free cash, the free square, all that sort of jazz. Like, subscribe, show me some love, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.